Anil, do you know what service promise is?
No, Divya ma'am, not thoroughly. I just have a rough idea about service promise.
Then let me explain that to you clearly. Service promise is the assurance given to the customer about in-time delivery of assured quality and quantity of product. Here are the constituents of a service promise. First, of deliver what customer wants. The process of delivering is how it will be better than others. It should consist of clear, concise and easy to understand. Next, it should be memorable, meaningful and achievable. Then, the service promise should be consistent with company's mission and goals. In other words, a service promise is a promise made by the business to the customer about a quality product to be delivered to them in time. It is the message that the business gives to the customer before making purchase decision about the product. The service triangle includes 3 dimensions, which are internal marketing, external marketing, and interactive marketing. You can also notice the relationship of the company, employees, and customers in the service marketing triangle. It states that companies make promises to customers, but these promises are delivered upon by the employees. If companies take care of their employees are more likely to work diligently to take care of customers who were attracted to the company by external marketing.
Are service promises that important for an entrepreneur?
Definitely, Anil. Any entrepreneur should set targets for service promises. Target setting starts by encouraging consistency in services. Next, identify rewardable standards. After that, enable measurement of performance. To satisfy a customer, it is important that customer expectations are met. The service delivery should meet or exceeds service promise. Service promises enable both customers and employees to set targets. For customers in terms of their expectations and employees in terms of goals to meet. As service promises are documented through the messages communicated to customers, they make sure that expectations are consistent. Employees have to ensure that the external communications are not proven false. They consistently have to deliver on them. Customers know that the business should be rewarded if they perform above service promises. And as they constantly compare the employee's performance with the promise made, the performance can be measured easily. The next job is to set the promise.
Set the promise? How can we do that, ma'am?
Let me explain that to you. To set the promise, first identify customer needs. Then match customer needs with product features. Always set realistic expectations. These expectations include traditional marketing communications, sales and promotion, advertising, and internet and website communication. To set the promises, companies need to identify customers' needs as well as their own competencies and match them. Once they are able to find product features solving different customer needs, they need to ensure that the message is communicated to customers about service which can be delivered at all the levels across all the channels. Next comes enabling the promises. To enable the promise, one has to hire the right people, then train and develop recruits to deliver service. You will also have to check about employee empowerment. This can be achieved by providing appropriate technology and equipment along with rewards and incentives. The promises that are made can only be delivered upon when the employees are enabled to deliver on these promises. Next comes delivering the promise.
What does one require to deliver the promise, ma'am?
To deliver the promise, you will require service excellence, reliability, responsiveness, empathy, assurance, tangibles, and customer experience. For a customer to feel satisfied with the service, it is essential that service providers are reliable, responsive, empathetic, and assuring to the customer. And tangible components of the service are designed to enhance service experience. The customer experience when customer interacts with the business that different points decide depends on if the promises set by the company are met or not. If the expectations are met by the service, customer is satisfied. If service experience is not as good as the expectations were from it, customer is dissatisfied. But if service experience exceeds the expectations of customer, they experience delight. Now, Anil, there are strategies to deliver promises to customers.
What are these strategies, Divya ma'am?
Strategies are structured by step-by-step processes. Let's check these steps out. Now, to deliver on promises to the customer, it is important to meet their expectations. Firstly, you need to listen and take action. Use analytics to constantly understand customer expectations and try to meet those expectations. Next, ensure communication between different customer-facing departments to have a holistic understanding. If any promise is broken, apologize and thank customer for bringing it to your notice and reward them by making up and beyond the expectations. Get employees involved to understand customers and setting standards. Practice your plans consistently. Reward and recognize employees. Revisit standard and update if needed. Train to standards. Anil, do you know why should an entrepreneur identify customer needs?
Not very clearly. Can you explain, ma'am?
First of all, needs, not products, are relevant to consumers. The motive is to drive the customer's purchase decision. This ensures customer satisfaction and loyalty. Unique customer needs are not clearly defined. It changes over time and across customers. Innovation following customer needs is of value for business. This results in less customer grievances. Customers are guided by their needs in their decisions to make or not to make a purchase. Customer needs are important for businesses as the products or services which are designed around the needs of the customers are able to satisfy the customer in the long run. While products are standardized, customer needs are unique and may vary over time. For example, a customer who might need a normal smartphone today will need a high-end smartphone in some time because their job roles has changed. Following customer needs helps businesses offer solution that will be of value to customer and hence to the seller. For example, cab booking services like Uber and Ola came into existence and are successful because they cater to the need of easy transportation booking. Anil, do you know what exactly customers want from products that you may endorse?
Not exactly, ma'am. What would customers expect from the manufacturer of the products?
A number of things, and most of them are hidden. This is an important factor in business to understand the customer's need from products. For that, one has to know a number of things. These numbers of things can start with functionality. Does it solve the problem? Then the price. Does it fit the budget? Next is convenience. Is it a convenient solution? How is the user's experience? Then comes design, reliability, performance and compatibility. At the end comes efficiency. Is the product efficient to use? Customers need functional solutions from a product. Like, if the customer's need from a phone is to have better pictures, does the product have a good camera quality? It should be convenient to procure and the use experience should be reliable. up to the expectations and should be compatible with other products that customer uses. For example, the new app you are trying to sell should be compatible with the customer's operating system like Android, Windows or iOS. Are the employees trying to walk in the customer's shoes is what customers need primarily in services? For example, if a customer walks into a bank for an urgent transaction and the employees try to cross-sell other products, customer feels frustrated and not in control of situation. Hence, the employees need to be empathetic towards the customer and then act. This will ensure fair terms, transparency in any product-related decisions, and educating customer properly about the product or service alternatives. Now, let's discuss about customers' need from services.
I believe it is quite similar customers' needs from products, ma'am.
Well, no, a customer's needs from services is altogether different. Let me explain. Firstly, it is empathy. Do employees understand customers? Then comes fairness. Are the terms fair for customers? Also, you need to check transparency. Is the organization transparent about product-related decision? The next level of factors an entrepreneur needs to know is control, options and information. Does the customer feel empowered? As options, do they have alternatives or variants? As information, do customers feel educated about the product or service? After that comes how to identify customers' needs. For that, use existing data to understand needs. Ask the employees at customer point of contact to identify the needs. Then map the process of product use. The question that arises are, what are the steps during product acquisition, use and disposal? Then comes what the pain points are. These can be done by observing the customer and by interviewing the customer. After that, you need to conduct a survey and also maintain a diary to check customers' needs. The diary should be maintained to identify root problem and not symptoms. Ask why. Check the means-ends analysis, competitors analysis and customer need analysis. To identify customer needs, businesses should start with pre-existing data such as customer reviews, complaints and feedback. The business should then try to closely understand customer needs by first talking to people who get in touch with customers like salespersons. Then, check customers themselves and try to understand why a customer would buy your product and how he or she plans to use it. When it comes to features, benefits and values, the company should look at the matter carefully. In this process, the businesses should focus on understanding the real underlying reasons and also map different points in the process of a customer's interaction and use the pain points to cater to customer needs. Anil, do you know how a customer defines value?
Well, no. How does a customer define value, ma'am?
A customer defines value by looking at the universal acceptance. The question that may arise here are, does the product is well worth across customers and across time? Is it actionable? Is it clear and objective? Does it state just the need and not the solution? Value must be defined and measured from the customer's perspective. Otherwise, it is a useless input for identifying hidden opportunities and carrying out other marketing and development activities. The need definition must be relevant to all customers regardless of geographic location, gender, and income level. The underlying need for a product must not change quickly over time, or it will be a moving target that is impossible to hit. Merely finding out that a product must be more reliable, comfortable, or easy to use, inputs that each customer will define differently, does little to guide the actions of engineers and designers. If you can't measure value, you won't know if you are on the path toward creating it. A customer requirement must be precise and clear enough so that all who read it arrive at the same interpretation of its meaning. An unmet need may not be identified if it contains a solution. Now, let's learn how to write a customer's need statement.
Writing a customer's need statement? How do we do it, ma'am?
Let me explain that to you. Customer needs to be written as the job they want to get done. Need statement must not include solution about technology, product or service feature. The need statement should be brief and not so ambiguous. It should be consistent at the same time. This need statement acts as the input for design, identifying value proposition, and for selling. You should remember that there is no consistent standard that defines just what a need is, what its purpose, structure, content, and format should be. Although companies talk to customers, the inputs they gather differ in purpose, structure, content, and format, introducing variability that can derail the innovation process. Next, it is important to shift attention from the product and instead focus on the requirement gathering efforts on the execution of the job that the product or service is intended to perform for the customer. Solutions are the means by which unmet needs are satisfied. Hence, solutions cannot be part of the need statement itself. The solution statement must not include words that may be interpreted differently across a customer population or across functional areas within the company. This could lead to disagreement as to the intent of the requirement statement. Same words should be used for any action, object, or activity across different statements and should be in a consistent format. Now, Anil, let's learn how to solve customers' needs.
Can you explain what the criteria to solve the customer needs are?
Let me describe some of the requirements in this sector. To solve customers' needs, first, there should be no communication gap. Secondly, to check the comfort of the customer, there should be consistent internal and external communication. The next stage is educating the customer about the product and at the same time helping the customer adopt the product post-purchase. Some other requirements are to identify the ideal customers, then nurture a good relationship with the customers. To check that all the customers are at comfort with your products, you will require a proactive service structure. Then you will need to formulate the communication strategies. Communication strategies are formed by customers' feedbacks and by using customers' complaints, suggestions. This will help you understand the customer's requirement. Identified customer needs have to be leveraged by solving those needs for the customers. While businesses try to cater to customer needs through product innovation, not all customers need such solutions. They need to ensure not creating inconsistent needs by multiple communication about product or service and make sure that customer is aware of what all needs the product or service can solve. Though companies should try to build customer relationships, they should do so only with the customers that are valuable to the business. Also, be aware that not all customers are important to businesses. So, those customers need to be identified who will be of value in the long term and need what the product being offered can solve. This brings in the notion of what the customer is willing to pay for the value being provided by the product or service. After knowing so much, Anil, I would like to bring all the factors together so that you can analyze the factors better.
That would be great, Divya ma'am.
All customers need someone to guide them about successful innovations. First, acquire clarity on customer needs in terms of product and service features. Next, to identify customer needs, get the secondary data from either the sales team or employees in the production floor. Use employees at customer touchpoints. Ask the customer about their requirements from the product that you are selling to them. After that, analyze the competitors and their products that they are endorsing. After analyzing the competitors, you need to define customer needs clearly to your employees. The next level of work is to solve those of value. For that, you require to be consistent. For that, you can educate customers and build a long-lasting relationships with them. Overall, it is important for businesses to identify customer needs, as these needs guide innovations as well as customer satisfaction with existing products. For identifying these needs, businesses should use both available secondary data to data acquired from customers and competitors. Once these needs are identified, they need to be clearly defined, and those which are of value to customer should be solved consistently. Now, we will discuss how the seller or entrepreneur should approach questions and concerns from the customer.
Yes, ma'am. How should we handle questions and concerns of customers?
Let me explain that to you. Handling questions and concerns of customers is an important phase in the selling process, as it involves being aware and also being prepared to make the difference between trying to push a product versus the customer themselves asking for the product. Selling is most effective when you are seen as an advisor. As an advisor, you really don't need to peddle the product to the customer. As you gain more experience, you can become a trusted advisor to the customer. When the customer has developed a deep faith in you, sales happen automatically. The question now is how to become a trusted advisor. For that, you need to understand the concerns of customers. You need to be able to answer questions of customers confidently. At the same time, you need to address concerns of the customers. The key to success in selling is when you can become the solution provider and as well as the trusted advisor of the customer. As your relationship develops with the customer will see you as a source of information and solution. Then, the customer himself or herself will ask for your product or service. It is simple if you can work that out. For example, a customer wants to apply for a passport but does not understand the process. If you are able to give correct information, anticipate and handle the customer's questions and address his or her concerns, the customer will see you as a trusted advisor in passport services. He or she will automatically approach you for passport application help. Now, how to anticipate the questions of the customer? Well, don't wait for the customer to ask questions. Anticipate the questions yourself and prepare answers for the customer. You can do that by making a list of frequently asked questions or frequently asked questions simply called FAQs. Based on past experience, you can also prepare a list of questions which are common but important. Many times, you will find that some simple questions may have complex answers. For that, you need to think of follow-up questions and their answers. That would be homework for you to please the customers in their requirements. अब हम चर्चा करते हैं कि प्रश्नों को सुना कैसे जाए।
क्या ग्राहकों के सवालों को सुनने की भी कोई प्रक्रिया होती है, मैम?
हाँ है, मैं आपको उसके बारे में बताती हूँ। प्रश्नों को सुनने में शामिल है एक्टिव यानी सक्रिय सुनना, ग्राहक की शारीरिक भाषा देखना और प्रश्न के स्वर और भावनाओं को समझना। प्रश्न के इरादे को समझने पर ध्यान दें। यदि आवश्यक हो तो पुष्टि करने के लिए आप प्रश्न को दोहरा सकते हैं। यदि प्रश्न स्पष्ट नहीं है तो स्पष्टीकरण के लिए पूछें। एक बार जब आप प्रश्न को समझ गए हैं तो पुनः वाक्यांश दें और पूछें कि आपने प्रश्न को सही ढंग से समझा है कि नहीं। अब आपको उत्तर तैयार करने की आवश्यकता है। प्रत्याशित प्रश्नों के लिए बने बनाए उत्तर तैयार रखें। फिर उत्तर देने के लिए आवश्यक जानकारी प्राप्त करने का होमवर्क करें। आपको सकारात्मक रहने की आवश्यकता है, भले ही प्रश्न जटिल हो। आप दूसरों के बारे में बात करके शुरू कर सकते हैं जिनके पास भी समान प्रश्न थे। आश्वस्त करें कि आपके पास इसका उत्तर या समाधान है। उत्तर बताएं और पॉइंट पर रहें। उन सवालों के जवाब ना दें जो ग्राहक ने पूछे ही ना हो। इसके बाद उन चिंताओं और शिकायतों का सामना करना पड़ता है जो कि महत्वपूर्ण फीडबैक हैं उत्पाद, सेवा या सूचना के बारे में। चिंताओं और शिकायतों को समझने की कोशिश करते हुए ये ग्राहक को समझने का भी एक अवसर है। इस अवसर का उपयोग वफादार ग्राहक बनाने के लिए किया जा सकता है, या इस अवसर का उपयोग प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस को बेहतर बनाने के लिए किया जा सकता है। इस अवसर का उपयोग सकारात्मक प्रचार के लिए भी किया जा सकता है। अब जैसे रोकथाम इलाज से बेहतर है, शिकायतों का विश्लेषण करने के बाद आप समझ सकते हैं कि समस्या की प्रकृति, आवृत्ति और गंभीरता भविष्य में इसे बेचने में मदद कर सकती है। चिंता को बढ़ाने से बेहतर है समय रहते चिंता का शमन। यदि विश्लेषण से भी समस्या को नहीं बचाया जा सकता है तो इसे संभालने की प्रक्रिया ग्राहक की नकारात्मकता को कम करने में मदद करेगी। किसी स्थिति को बेहतर ढंग से संभालने के लिए आपको ग्राहक द्वारा सामना की गई कठिनाइयों के लिए माफी मांगने की जरूरत है, और उसके बाद आपको ग्राहक को एक समाधान खोजने और प्रदान करने की आवश्यकता है। चिंता या शिकायत सुनने से यह जांचने में मदद मिलती है कि समाधान काम करता है या नहीं, क्योंकि अंतिम उद्देश्य ग्राहक को प्रसन्न करना है। अब आइए जानते हैं कि आपत्ति से कैसे निपटें। अधिकांश आपत्तियां सवालों या चिंताओं के रूप में आती हैं। पहले ग्राहक को सुनें और पुष्टि करें कि आपके उत्पाद ने इसी तरह की स्थितियों में दूसरों की मदद की है। ग्राहकों का विश्वास जीतने के लिए ग्राहक को प्रशंसा पत्र और रेफरेंसेस प्रदान करें जहां भी संभव हो। आपत्ति उनकी इच्छा और भागीदारी का संकेत है। समझें कि ग्राहक आखिर चाहता क्या है। प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस की सच्ची उम्मीदें निर्धारित करें और उन्हें डिलीवर करें। जब आपके खुद के व्यवसाय की बात आती है तो आपको मिलने वाले सामान्य प्रश्नों को सूचीबद्ध करें। फिर इन सवालों के जवाब बनाएं। सवालों के जवाब देने की एक प्रक्रिया बनाएं। पिछले अनुभवों के आधार पर बार बार आने वाली चिंताओं और शिकायतों को सूचीबद्ध करें। भविष्य में समस्याओं से बचने के लिए प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस में क्या बदलाव लाना है, इसका विश्लेषण करें। बची हुई शिकायतों के लिए समाधान की एक प्रक्रिया बनाएं। अंत में शिकायतों और चिंताओं के समाधान के लिए एक प्रक्रिया बनाएं, जैसे सुनना, माफी मांगना, समाधान प्रदान करना, पालन करना और प्रसन्न करना। अनिल, एक सफल एंटरप्रेन्योर के रूप में आपको ग्राहक को सही विकल्प चुनने में भी मदद करनी होगी।
दिव्या मैम, ये करने की प्रक्रिया क्या है?
हम अब यही चर्चा करने जा रहे हैं। पहले यह समझने की कोशिश करें कि ग्राहक कैसे चुनाव करते हैं। फिर पता लगाएं कि ग्राहक किसी उत्पाद को कैसे चुनते हैं। इससे आपको ग्राहक की पसंद को प्रभावित करने में मदद मिलेगी। यह तालिका विभिन्न ग्राहकों द्वारा किए गए चुनाव को दर्शाती है। तालिका में आप देख सकते हैं कि विभिन्न प्रकार के ग्राहक हैं। विभिन्न प्रकार के ग्राहकों के साथ उनके बाइंग क्राइटेरिया, व्यापारिक मुद्दे, निर्णय, बजट, निर्णय प्राधिकरण, क्वालिटी और क्या करना है, ये सब भी शामिल है। ग्राहक की पसंद को प्रभावित करने के लिए ग्राहक के लिए एक संसाधन यानी रिसोर्स के रूप में कार्य करें। इससे आपको यह समझने में मदद मिलेगी कि ग्राहक को क्या चाहिए। उत्पाद के बारे में ग्राहक को शिक्षित करें। प्रोडक्ट की सेल्स को पिच करते समय कंसिस्टेंट रहें। परचेज निर्णय के लिए ग्राहकों से पूछें। ठीक उसी समय आवश्यकता के लिए जरूरी समाधान बेचें। साबुन या डिटर्जेंट जैसे कम भागीदारी वाले उत्पादों के लिए सुविधाएं बेचें। कारों जैसे उच्च भागीदारी वाले उत्पादों के लिए लाभ बेचें। आईटी सॉल्यूशंस या सॉफ्टवेयर जैसी व्यावसायिक जरूरतों के लिए समाधान बेचें। ग्राहक की पसंद को प्रभावित करने के लिए कुछ अन्य सुझाव हैं। ग्राहकों को विकल्पों से अभिभूत ना करें। ग्राहकों को यह महसूस कराएं कि वे नियंत्रण में हैं। ग्राहक को प्रभावित करने के लिए बहुविशेषता यानी मल्टी एट्रीब्यूट निर्णय लेने का उपयोग करें। जरूरत ना होने पर अंतर ना करें। ग्राहक के साथ किसी भी निर्णय को हमेशा सरल रखें। पिछले अनुभवों से सबलिमिनल धारणाओं को लक्षित करें। उन संदेशों को प्रमुख रखें जो खरीदारी की संभावना को बढ़ाते हैं। ग्राहक की पसंद को वैलिडेट करने के लिए सकारात्मक समीक्षा दें। अंत में गुम होने का डर उपयोग करके एक सकारात्मक संदेश के साथ रहें। याद रखें कि सिफारिशें ग्राहक की व्यस्तता को बढ़ाती हैं। ये अपने आप में क्रॉस सेलिंग और अपकमिंग क्विज़ेस के लिए एक अवसर है। चॉइस ओवरलोड को रोकने से मनोरंजक सूक्ष्म बातचीत के साथ बांटने लायक परिणाम निकाले जा सकते हैं। यह ब्रांड जागरूकता और मान्यता भी बढ़ाता है। चॉइस ओवरलोड को रोकने से क्विज और ऑनलाइन समीक्षाओं के आधार पर व्यक्तिगत जरूरतों को पूरा करने वाला उत्पाद बनाया जा सकता है। इसके बाद पोस्ट चॉइस मेकिंग का कारक आता है। ग्राहक को उनके परचेज डिसीजन के बारे में खुशी महसूस कराएं। चुनाव के बाद की अवधि में उनके प्रयासों को कम से कम करें। उन्हें अच्छा और खास महसूस कराएं। ग्राहक को सहज रखने के लिए उन्हें मान्यता प्रदान करें। हमेशा संपर्क में रहने की कोशिश करें। विशेष अवसरों पर उनके साथ अलग अलग प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर बातचीत करें। ग्राहकों की पसंद को प्रभावित करने वाले कारकों को समझें। ये विभिन्न प्रकार के उत्पादों और विभिन्न प्रकार के ग्राहकों के लिए अलग अलग होगा। ग्राहक को सर्वोत्तम सर्विस प्रदान करें, खरीदारी के पहले, दौरान और बाद में भी। विभिन्न चैनलों और स्रोतों के माध्यम से ग्राहक तक पहुंचें और हर समय ग्राहकों की भावनाओं को समझना ना भूलें। Now, we will learn the art of making a sales pitch.
Ma'am, how should we make a sales pitch that can win customers?
For that, you need to identify the areas that make a sales pitch ineffective. First, describe to the customer about the company. This will be who are, what we do, who do we serve, and how we do it. Then describe to the customer about the product, as to what the product is and how good it is. Who else is finding the product good? If you can win the confidence of the customer, it will be an achievement, recognition, as well as success for you. For a typical sales pitch, one of the important things is about selective listening. There should not be any information fatigue. If the customer shows disinterest, then it is all due to lack of clarity about seller's focus. Before you draft next sales pitch, ask who is the audience. Then try to understand their background and what do they do. Next, try to understand who they sell to if or when they do. Then try to understand what their processes are. Then you can understand what their problem is. When you understand their problems, you will know what their needs are. You can also find out what the issues are arising out of these needs. This will lead to the question how you can help to solve their problems. How can your services or product help solve their needs? This is the structure of a good sales pitch. It all follows step by step. First comes the hook, then objective, roadmap, problem, solution, product, summary, then why us? And at the end, what is the nature of the business?
Ma'am, how can we create a good hook to pull in customers?
Good question. Let me describe to you the strategies for constructing a good hook. I will also explain to you the rest of the structure. Start with an undeniable and important to client truth. For example, for a client who uses technology for all their activities, starting by saying technology has changed our lives. Follow by a contrasting statement that makes client wonder. Mention that the constant calls, mails are all like enemies. Follow by explanation and plant the solution you're about to offer. For example, technology-based communication have taken away the human touch from communication and treats everyone the same way. And hence, we need to have options that helps having real conversations. Now, for fixing the dichotomy, start with an undeniable and important to client truth. For example, for a client which deals in event videography, saying drones have helped capturing the events in better details. Follow by something of concern for the client in that context. For example, crashing a drone is a frequent phenomenon and costs a lot to the buyer both in terms of cost of drone and missing on capturing important details. Follow that by planting the solution to discuss in detail later. For example, the users of drone need a short training to make sure that they can use it well and prevent crashes as much as possible. Next comes the story. Start with the story where there was a problem. Follow how the problem was solved. Start by an unrelated question like, what is your favorite TV show? Follow by connecting to the current problem. As flattery, start with praising the client, establishing what makes you interested in serving them. The objective and the roadmap is about what does the client get from listening to your presentation. As an example about technology leading to conversations not being real anymore, follow by saying, today we will discuss how business conversations can be made real on technological platforms. This will help you in XYZ ways. Follow by quickly giving a roadmap of the main presentation and the time required for it. To handle the problem and solution, present your understanding of the problem. Ask them to define the problem. Question to understand the underlying need. Describe their need to them, integrating their inputs. Probe for what an ideal solution will be. Describe what you think an ideal solution will be. Seek agreement on the ideal solution description. About the product description and summary, start with how is the product being offered is a fit to the solution. Describe solution and not features of the product. Use stories of solving similar problems for other clients. Use testimonials describing product if available. Summarize the needs defined, the solution described, and product fit with the need. When it comes to why us, start with awards and recognition. Follow that by background and company's journey. You can start with company's journey by differentiating you from competitors. Give examples like innovation, prompt resolution of issues, fair pricing, and customized solutions. Provide testimonials if any. Alternatively, post summary. Ask about what are they looking for in their service provider, and then position yourself in that description. What is not asked is often not given. Don't leave the pitch without asking for a close. How do you want to proceed? Use questions like, do you want anything else from us before making a decision? Does our product solve your requirements? In the end, you can ask them for how do they want to proceed from here. What next do they want to do? Try to get an idea about their interest to purchase even if you don't ask them if they would buy your offering. Now, let's look at what the marketing challenges and solutions are.
Are challenges and solutions in marketing interconnective, ma'am?
Yes, Anil, you will soon know. Now, let us identify the major marketing challenges faced by businesses and equip them with solutions to meet these challenges. First of all customers differ according to managing customer heterogeneity. All customers change according to managing customer dynamics. All competitors react according to managing sustainable competitive advantage. All resources are limited in accordance to managing resource trade-offs. Due to environmental factors such as customer characteristics, competitors' action, and limited resources, there are some major tasks that businesses have to manage. Because all customers are different, businesses have to manage heterogeneity. Because customers keep changing constantly, businesses have to manage dynamics. Because competitors fight for the same resources and customer base, businesses have to manage with the same resource base and build sustainable advantage. Marketing challenges starts with generating traffic and leads. Then, one also has to look at returns on marketing activities. Some other challenges are securing enough budget, website management, right technology for the needs of the business, international content creation, and training the team. The most challenging tasks that marketers have to face are concerned with identifying the customer and being able to attract that customer such that the investment on marketing activities earns returns. These challenges are pervasive across all platforms And as the audience for any business in today's digital era is international, firms need to have content which targets and serves international audience. Then there are also issues. There are issues on how to create demand while generating traffic and leads. Looking at the wide array of alternatives, it is difficult to identify the focus areas. Ascertaining good quality product by identifying customer needs is another challenge because you will also need to bring it to target audience's notice. There are also issues in returns on marketing activities. One of these issues is it is difficult to track investment on every marketing activity. Anil, you should also know that for a product to be successful, you need to have a matching solution as well as contacts.
A matching solution and contact? How can I achieve that, ma'am?
For a product to be successful, it has to find market fit. For a solution to be successful, it has to fit the customer's need, specifically meeting their goals. It's the job and responsibility for sales management and marketing leadership to ensure they develop best practices to match products and solutions with market and customer. First, you need to understand the current situation of the customer. Identify how customers operate and what are the solutions they use now. What does the customer use? Next is, what are the procedures? What is the volume of purchase, cost of purchase? Then, identify the problem. Based on customer situation, identifying pain points in their situation. After that, it is time to implicate the problem. How do these pain points manifest in customer's need for solution? Which is, what does customer go through because of these problems? Then you will be able to understand the need. Identify what is it that customer needs to solve these problems. A sale is all about the customer. Therefore, identifying the pain points for customers and at what level will these pain points cause customer to adopt your product. The first step required to match products with customer needs is to identify customer needs based on psychographic, demographic, and behavioral data of the consumers. They can be segmented into different groups. It is easier to identify common needs for these groups. Analyzing customers who left at various points and their concern might help in understanding needs of other similar customers. Identify needs of customers based on related product purchase. Like, someone who may purchase a smartphone may be attracted to similar gadgets. That could be a point of sale. When salesperson personally interact with customers, understanding customer needs is possible through asking them questions and moving from what to why. But then, there are needs to be understood for a wider customer base instead of unique individuals. There are different ways of identifying customer needs. Secondary data is one efficient and cost-effective way. But at what points secondary data will be of use still needs to be understood. Now, there are some points that attributes to matching solutions for customers.
What are these points, ma'am?
These points are customer attributes, psychographics characteristics, demographic characteristics, shopping history, point of purchase, brick and mortar store, online, telephonic, product and service characteristics, type of product, variant, volume and quantity, organization's goal, customer loyalty, increased sales and revenue. Based on customers' data, businesses can offer highly customized solution to the customers at the right time and through the right channel. Next, best offer matches the organization's goals and its product features with the customer characteristics and their choice of channel. To achieve a match between organization's expertise and customers' requirement, it is important that businesses follow these steps. What does the firm wants to achieve? For example, a business which wants increased revenue will not use the same strategy as the firm which wants to build customer loyalty. Analysis of customer data and identifying the need and requirement to predict future purchases. Analysis of customers also helps in delivery of the offer in person or online, at what time and how. Learn from experience with customers. Identify problems and potential. Experiment to improve experience. NBOs or new business opportunities are designed to inspire a purchase, drive loyalty, or both. They can be products, services, or relationships. Selling is not just about making a sale. There are a number of points which needs to be taken in account.
What are these points, ma'am?
These selling points are presenting the offering, solving doubts, closing, building relationship, and follow-up. Building an NBO can be of use to the business when the salesperson can sell the product or service and relationship as well. Selling comprises of both pre- and post-purchase. While presenting the offer, match features with benefits. Here, you need to describe product features, describe the benefits derived from those features, and also link these benefits to the needs identified. Make the product appear appealing to the customer. Make customer try the product if possible. Else, guide them through the usage experience if possible. While in the process of identifying customer needs, salesperson makes customer cognizant towards their needs. But only when the product is presented such that product attributes are matched to the customer needs, selling is effective. To solve customer doubts, salesperson should know well about the product and its features. Customers often compare the product with other alternatives available. To answer questions such as these, the salesperson should be knowledgeable about competitors' products as well. Listen to the customer to understand their concerns. Salespeople need to actively listen to the customer and acknowledge their concerns before answering them. When you present the product, positioning it against the needs identified, customers are bound to have some queries and concerns. At this stage, the businesses need to have both knowledge and skills. Before closing the sale, reconfirm about doubts. Ask the customer once for any other doubt. Ask for action to obtain an agreement from customers for buying. Help customer make purchase by offering them any help they need, such as credit, installment option. If some other product can be sold to the customer now or later, talk about it. Based on resolution of doubts, customer either chooses to buy or not. It is important that the salesperson asks for a sale to the customer because often what is not asked for is not given. Now, we will discuss about follow-up and building relationship with customers.
What are the main factors for building a good relationship with customers, ma'am?
There are a number of points in building a relationship. Here are some. Home delivery, demonstration, post-purchase doubt resolution, deliver on promises, check on customer satisfaction, maintain contact, special occasion wishes, ask for suggestions and feedback. The relationship with customer is important even after the purchase is made because a satisfied customer spreads positive word of mouth. It is much less difficult to retain a customer than acquiring a new one, and it's easier to serve needs of a customer you know than identifying needs for a new customer. In your own business, always listen to the customer and identify their needs. To match product with needs, you need to build a solution. Inform customers about the solution, not product. After that, clarify doubts and then ask for purchase. Similarly, continue to serve customer post-purchase. Anil, do you know what value is in business?
No, ma'am. Can you explain?
Value is determined by the customer due to the use of a product or service provides for him or her. It is important to note that the same product may serve different purposes to different groups. It is possible that the customers themselves do not consciously think of or understand the value of some product or feature. One may ask, as what is the advantage of adopting value perspective? The answer is, it helps to have a clear differentiation. It also helps customers to understand how much they benefit.
This is indeed a great information for aspiring entrepreneurs, ma'am. Thanks for so much information.
You are always welcome, Anil. You can take action by linking marketing activities and sales results by creating a loop between marketing and customer relationship management or CRM software. Securing enough budgets is another issue. It is difficult to get money for marketing activities for smaller organizations. For that, you can take actions like working on calculating ROI or return on investment, creating successful inbound marketing, or by efficient marketing strategy. Website management also faces issues like writing and managing content, attracting audience to website or audience engagement. To create a successful website, you can optimize loading time, use freelancers to develop content, host website on a platform that integrates all the marketing channels. Right technology for the needs of the business also has issues. It is because feedback on technology is scattered. Multiple needs require multiple technological solutions. The actions you can take here is to use marketing automation software. Also, you can use platforms integrating different software and technology being used. Targeting content for international audience also faces issues. There are issues like identifying the ideal target. Another issue is how to organize and optimize platforms for audience of different countries and cultures. The actions you can take here is to identify the growth markets. Do not target all markets, but the ones that are right for you. Also, explore and integrate local trends for international audience. The issues you may face while training the team are trainings getting obsolete as technology and trends get obsolete too soon. It is also difficult to identify relevant trainings in different time and cultural contexts. Here, you can take actions like evaluating team's current status and required improvements. You can also identify who to recognize and who to coach. At the end, bringing it all together, attract and holds customers' attention. Drive meaningful engagement and growth. Reach right people at the right time. Set and follow priorities first and differentiate yourself. Also, kill a campaign when needed. Now, let's look at what the marketing challenges and solutions are.
Are challenges and solutions in marketing interconnective, ma'am?
Yes, Anil, you will soon know. Now, let us identify the major marketing challenges faced by businesses and equip them with solutions to meet these challenges. First of all customers differ according to managing customer heterogeneity. All customers change according to managing customer dynamics. All competitors react according to managing sustainable competitive advantage. All resources are limited in accordance to managing resource trade-offs. Due to environmental factors such as customer characteristics, competitors' action, and limited resources, there are some major tasks that businesses have to manage. Because all customers are different, businesses have to manage heterogeneity. Because customers keep changing constantly, businesses have to manage dynamics. Because competitors fight for the same resources and customer base, businesses have to manage with the same resource base and build sustainable advantage. Marketing challenges starts with generating traffic and leads. Then, one also has to look at returns on marketing activities. Some other challenges are securing enough budget, website management, right technology for the needs of the business, international content creation, and training the team. The most challenging tasks that marketers have to face are concerned with identifying the customer and being able to attract that customer such that the investment on marketing activities earns returns. These challenges are pervasive across all platforms. And as the audience for any business in today's digital era is international, firms need to have content which targets and serves international audience. Then there are also issues. There are issues on how to create demand while generating traffic and leads. Looking at the wide array of alternatives, it is difficult to identify the focus areas. Ascertaining good quality product by identifying customer needs is another challenge because you will also need to bring it to target audience's notice. There are also issues in returns on marketing activities. One of these issues is it is difficult to track investment on every marketing activity.